If you're an INFJ, you've probably spent nights staring at the ceiling, wrestling with decisions that others might shrug off. Why? Because for you, every choice isn't just about what to do. It's about who you are. Today, we're diving into the 12 hard decisions every INFJ must make. The crossroads that'll define your relationships, your purpose, and your peace. Strap in. This isn't just a list, it's a roadmap for your soul. 1. Choosing between authenticity and fitting in. Let's cut to the chase. INFJs are walking paradoxes. You crave deep connections, but hate small talk. You're empathetic, but fiercely private. The first gut-wrenching decision, whether to dim your light to make others comfortable. Imagine this. You're at a party, nodding politely while someone rambles about the weather. Inside, you're screaming, "I'd rather discuss existential crises." But speaking up risks alienating people. Do you swallow your thoughts to keep the peace, or do you risk being labeled too intense? Spoiler, the world needs your depth. But owning it means accepting that not everyone will stick around. For INFJs, authenticity isn't just a buzzword, it's a lifeline. You're the type who'd rather have one meaningful conversation at a party than 20 shallow ones. But here's the rub. Society often rewards conformity. When you're at work, family gatherings, or social events, you'll feel the pressure to tone it down. Maybe you've been told you're too serious or overthink things. But hiding your true self is like wearing a mask that slowly suffocates you. The decision to be authentic means embracing the risk of loneliness. Not everyone will understand your need for depth, your fascination with philosophy, or your habit of analyzing every emotion. But the people who do stick around, they'll be your tribe. The ones who love you for your quirks, not despite them. 2. Setting boundaries without guilt. INFJs are the human equivalent of emotional Swiss Army knives, always ready to fix, heal, or listen. But here's the kicker. You'll drain yourself dry if you don't learn to say no. Picture your coworker dumping their workload on you again. Your brain says, help them. Your gut whispers, you're exhausted. Setting boundaries feels like betrayal because you're wired to prioritize harmony. But here's the truth. You can't pour from an empty cup. Saying no isn't selfish, it's survival. Boundaries are like fences around a garden. They protect what's precious inside. As an INFJ, your empathy is a gift, but it can also be a trap. You'll find yourself agreeing to things you hate, attending events, taking on extra tasks, or listening to someone vent for hours, just to avoid conflict. But resentment builds when you ignore your limits. Imagine your best friend calls you at midnight, crying over a breakup. Your instinct is to stay up all night, comforting them, even if you have a big presentation tomorrow. But saying, I care about you, but I need to rest. Let's talk in the morning isn't heartless. It's honest. Setting boundaries teaches others how to treat you. It's not about building walls. It's about creating doors that only the right people can walk through. 3. Pursuing idealism versus accepting reality. You got a vision of how the world should be. A utopia where everyone's kind, injustices vanish, and art fuels souls. But reality? It's messy. The second guessing starts. Should I chase my dream of starting a nonprofit or take that stable office job? INFJs often teeter between changing the world and drowning in its chaos. The hard decision? Balancing your ideals with pragmatism. You don't have to abandon your dreams, but you might need to build bridges, not castles in the sky. INFJs are natural idealists. You see potential everywhere, in people, projects, and possibilities. But life doesn't always match your vision. That friend you try to help, they might keep making the same mistakes. The social cause you champion, progress could be slower than molasses. The key is to marry your idealism with action. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to launch your big idea, start small. Volunteer on weekends, write that blog post, or mentor one person. Accepting reality doesn't mean giving up. It means working with the tools you have. Think of it like gardening. You can't force a seed to grow faster, but you can water it, protect it, and trust the process. 4. Walking away from toxic relationships. INFJs give second chances like they're going out of style. Even when someone hurts you, you'll think, but they're struggling too. But there's a fine line between empathy and self-sabotage. That friend who always cancels plans? The partner who dismisses your feelings? You'll agonize over cutting ties because you see their potential. But staying in toxic relationships is like drinking poison and hoping they get better. The tough call? Loving yourself enough to leave. Let's get real. INFJs are magnets for broken people. Your warmth and understanding attract folks who need healing. But not everyone wants to change. You'll meet the energy vampire who drains you with constant complaints, the manipulator who plays on your guilt, or the narcissist who belittles your dreams. Walking away feels like abandoning someone in a storm, but staying? That's abandoning yourself. Toxic relationships chip away at your self-worth. You'll lie awake thinking, maybe if I love them harder, they'll change. But love shouldn't hurt this much. The decision to leave isn't about hate, it's about respect. You deserve relationships where giving and receiving are balanced, where your heart isn't a dumping ground for someone else's pain. 5. Share your inner world versus staying private. Your mind is a labyrinth of ideas, dreams, and existential musings. But sharing that vulnerability? Terrifying. You'll write a raw, heartfelt poem, then hide it in a drawer, thinking, what if they don't get it? The decision here isn't just about opening up. It's about who gets access. Not everyone deserves a backstage pass to your soul. But isolating yourself leads to loneliness. The balance? Find your tribe. The ones who will cherish your depths, not fear them. INFJs are private by nature. You'd rather journal your thoughts than shout them on social media. But bottling up your emotions can lead to burnout. Imagine you're crushing on someone. Part of you wants to confess your feelings, but the other part fears rejection or judgment. Sharing your inner world is like handing someone a fragile glass sculpture. Will they handle it with care or smash it? Start small. Share a personal story with a trusted friend. Join a book club where deep conversations are welcome. Not everyone will get you, and that's okay. The right people will stick around, asking questions, listening, and saying, tell me more. 6. Prioritizing self-care over people-pleasing. Self-care isn't just bubble baths and face masks for INFJs. It's radical rebellion. You'll ignore burnout to attend a friend's event, volunteer for yet another project, or play therapist for a stranger. Why? Because saying, I need rest feels like failing others. But here's the wake-up call. You're not a machine. Skipping that yoga class to help someone move might earn you praise, but resentment will fester. The hard truth? You can't save others if you're drowning. People-pleasing is a trap dressed as kindness. You say yes to avoid disappointing others, but every yes is a no to yourself. Picture this. Your cousin asks you to babysit last minute, but you've planned a quiet evening to recharge. Saying no feels cruel, but saying yes means sacrificing your peace. Self-care isn't selfish, it's sustainable. Start by scheduling me time like it's a non-negotiable meeting. Turn off your phone for an hour. Take a walk alone. Remember, you can't light up the world if your own flame is flickering. 7. Embracing leadership, even when it's uncomfortable. INFJs are natural leaders, but not the loud, chest-thumping kind. You lead with quiet vision, empathy, and integrity. Yet, stepping into leadership roles? Agony. You'll think, what if I let people down? Or, I hate being in spotlight. But avoiding leadership means silencing your ability to inspire change. The decision? Stop waiting for someone better to take charge. The world needs leaders who care more about impact than ego. You don't need a title to lead. INFJs inspire others through actions, not speeches. Maybe you've shied away from leading a team or starting a community project because you fear criticism. But leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about guiding others towards shared goal. Think of the teacher who changed your life or the mentor who believed in you. They didn't have all the answers, but they showed up. Your quiet confidence and ability to see the big picture make you a natural leader. Start small. Organize a volunteer event, speak up in meetings, or mentor a junior colleague. The world needs your voice. 8. Letting go of perfectionism. You don't just want to do things right, you want to do them perfectly. That project? It's 95% done, but you'll obsess over the last 5%, terrified of criticism. Perfectionism isn't ambition, it's a prison. The hard decision, accepting that good enough is often better than perfect. Finished is better than flawless. Mistakes won't destroy you, they'll teach you. Perfectionism is a sneaky enemy. It disguises itself as high standards, but it's really fear in a fancy coat. You'll rewrite an email 10 times, scared of typos. You'll delay launching your art because it's not ready. But waiting for perfection means missing opportunities. Imagine a painter who never exhibits their work because one brushstroke feels off. The world never sees their masterpiece. Embrace the mantra, done is better than perfect. Share your work, speak your mind, and trust that growth comes from imperfection. 9. Trusting intuition over logic. Your intuition is your superpower. You'll get a vibe about someone or a situation, no evidence, just a gut feeling. But society praises logic, data, and proof. So you'll doubt yourself. Am I overreacting? Ignoring intuition leads to regret. Following it risks ridicule. The choice? Honor that inner voice. It's rarely wrong. INFJs have a radar for hidden truths. You might meet someone who seems charming, but your gut screams, danger. Or you'll feel uneasy about a job offer that looks perfect on paper. Logic says, take the job. Intuition whispers, wait. Learning to trust your gut takes practice. Start by reflecting on past decisions. When did ignoring your intuition backfire? When did following it save you? Your intuition is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. 10. Forgiving without forgetting. INFJs forgive easily, but struggle to forget. You'll replay past hurts, analyzing every detail. Should I cut them off or give them another chance? The dilemma? Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. You can release anger without reopening the door to toxicity. The hard part? Letting go of the hope that people will change. Forgiveness is freedom. For you, not them. Holding on to anger is like carrying a backpack full of rocks. But forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to trust them again. You can forgive your parent for childhood wounds without inviting them back into your life. You can let go of a friend's betrayal without pretending it never happened. The decision to forgive is about peace, not permission. Write a letter you never sent. Talk to a therapist. Free yourself from the weight of bitterness. 11. Choosing between stability and passion. INFJs crave meaningful work, but often end up in jobs that pay the bills. That 9 to 5 corporate gig, it's soul-sucking but reliable. Quitting to pursue art, counseling, or activism, risky. The decision here isn't just about money. It's about valuing your purpose. You don't have to leap without a plan, but ignoring passion leads to existential dread. Money matters, but so does meaning. Maybe you're stuck in a job that drains your spirit but pays the mortgage. The fear of financial instability keeps you chained to a desk. But life's too short to spend 40 hours a week doing work that feels empty. Start small. Take a night class in something you love. Freelance on weekends. Save up a safety net before making the leap. Passion doesn't have to be all or nothing. Even side hustles can feed your soul while keeping the lights on. 12. Ending the savior complex. You're wired to fix people. The friend with toxic habits. The partner who won't grow. But you can't rescue someone who likes their cage. The hardest decision? Admitting that some people want to stay stuck. Walking away isn't cruel. It's freeing yourself to focus on those who will meet you halfway. INFJs are natural healers, but not everyone wants to be healed. You'll pour energy into someone who complains about their job, but never applies for a new one. You'll counsel a partner who promises to change, but never does. The savior complex is a trap. It makes you feel needed, but leaves you exhausted. Shift your focus to people who take responsibility. Support those who want to grow, not those who demand you drag them forward. Conclusion: being an INFJ isn't for the faint of heart. Every decision feels like a battle between your head, heart, and spirit. But here's the secret. These tough choices aren't obstacles. They're invitations to grow. You don't have to have all the answers today. Start small. Protect your energy. Trust your intuition. And remember, the world needs your compassion, your vision, and your quiet strength. So, Which decision will you tackle first?